Grand Rising Collective. Have a lovely day. We've got fairy rain here at the minute. Um, I would like to speak um, on the spirituality of things going on at the moment. And it goes from small circles to big circles all over the world. The same things going on. And karma's kicking in. But it's almost like there's three different languages. There's the real low level way of thinking things when you don't have your intuition, and you gossip and you slander and lie and try and make up all sorts of things and do other things like damaging property and it goes on, doesn't it? But it's like people who do that generally have something to hide. I mean, it's why would you think of it otherwise? Because, unless your head's in that space, you're not going to think of those things. Then there's like common sense and using your common sense. That's like the second language, the middle language. We all have it, but we choose not to use it sometimes for other reasons because we're not balanced out in ourselves. And then there's like spiritual language, which some people, it's ultimately down to our ego, but they can't back down because of that, because they've gone too far, and things are playing out and things are being reversed. So what I'm trying to say is I'm talking from my spirituality, but in common sense language so people can understand better. Because when you're going through mental health problems, spirituality can be a problem. And especially when you do readings and try and manipulate readings to your own advantage, that's going to cause you a problem. It's all about your intentions, what you think, what you feel, why you're doing things, and maybe that's why I'm trying to talk common sense rather than using my gifts at this time. They're being used in other ways. They're not being used. They are, when you grow and you see the goodness in just a simple life and being honest and truthful and knowing what's going on, I mean, everything becomes obvious. You don't lose it again. There's a point where you get past being fooled, listening to gossip, and I think trying to talk in common sense language is quite hard when you're spiritual. It's quite hard when you're low vibrational. So it's finding that middle line. It's finding knowing that it's yourself you have to deal with ultimately. Whatever you've done, you have to face that and take accountability, because the answers aren't going to come any other way. And no matter how people feel when you get to the end of trying to arrange something, or your plans fail for some reason, then there's a good reason for that. The expectation, the realization that you've left it right to the last minute should actually show you that you weren't thinking all the way along. And we have to be responsible for our own actions. If things have been left to the last minute and then you apologize for something that is half-hearted because you've just been caught out, it's not really an apology. You need to really think about what you've actually done yourself and what intentions you had, and start from there and start putting it right. On that thought, have a wonderful day, everyone, and uh, it's almost like kind of waiting for something to happen, but time has already moved on. That's the point. We've already moved on. I don't know if there was waiting in the first place. I think a lot of assumptions have been made on that score. Um, and I think proof has already been shown. So people are now arguing with themselves and trying to cause trouble purely just because they're not happy in themselves. Um, and the results will be what they will be. Karma is karma, however you look at it. If you've done something, actions have consequences. And if you stand strong knowing that you've not purposely gone out your way to cause any harm, it's down to your intentions. Were you being greedy about something? Were you being lustful about something? Because you can have those words for meaning for anything. It doesn't matter what that is that you want. You can have those emotions for it. So it's a time for people to really sit down and think and not make matters worse than they already are. They're already bad. It's already got to that point. You've gone so far that it's free will. But people need to recognise that mental health is important, and doing things like this, you're just making yourself ill. You're creating your own mental illnesses, mental disabilities. However, whether it's just fooling yourself from small habits or going to the other extreme. This is where we are at the moment. We are at extremes, and you have to recognise that. Yeah, so have a lovely day, and love and light to all.